There's really not that many walls.
I
gotta be honest with you, there's really only 4.
I mean, okay.
Well, the film is R-rated and it's not intended for children.
Ah, but of course children are gonna see it.
Can I finish?
It was so brutal.
Yeah.
And yet it was like a car crash.
Can I finish? Hello? Can I finish?
So I go up for the wave, and then I hear like, Candace! And I'm like, fuck.
Can I finish? Please, can I finish? Okay, I finished.
Yeah, get that out of your way. Like, get it out of the way.
system.
Yeah, get it out of the way before we record. I don't know why it bothers me so much. It's so funny. I'll watch it, right? And and it's so funny. Like while I'm watching it on YouTube. You see, and it's so funny because like that's literally how I react to it. I'm like, you fucking dick.
The first time I did it, I just did it because it was
I
a little
know,
too far away,
it
and
just
now
gets me so mad. I don't know
it's
why.
So funny. But your hat hit it, so I just
No, that's fair. No,
I
my
just
hat's
want
it, it
to. I
is.
just want to just a little bit with the right there. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, whenever you're ready.
I'm good. All right. TGIF, everybody. It's the Can I Finish podcast. I'm your host, Billy Mack.
And I'm JR.
Let's start the show. What's going on, brother?
It's just another day in paradise, man.
Another day?
Yeah.
Day? Well, last couple episodes we did like some random stuff just to kind of like switch it up.
Yep.
Want to go back to like the regular
A
program,
normal- a
if you
normal
will.
regular
which I'm like
scheduled
very hyped
programming.
about because like the last 2 I did so much work for.
No, that's when you just get to pick a topic and we talk about it.
Yeah. And like most of them just like are just weird shit that I always am thinking of. And like I was talking to you a little bit about it last week, but I was thinking of like, all right, so obviously the next push in technology for what you're watching is VR, right?
Right.
Like everything is going to be more virtual reality. So then I was thinking about like, well, like what would be the next step after that? I was like, well, it has to be smell-o-vision, right? Right? Like being able to smell it.
It's got to tap into another sense.
Right, because like once you go into VR, right? Like,
Yeah.
what's the
full
next
immersion.
step you can do?
So it's either it either has to have something that you could smell or something that you can taste,
Right.
or something that you can like tangibly touch.
Right.
So like if we're just talking about VR,
Yeah.
the next step in VR would be to have like a platform.
They already have that.
That
where,
you
like,
stand
it suspends,
on.
Yeah, it suspends
No,
you.
not suspending you.
Oh,
like
okay.
you're on this platform.
Okay,
and
okay.
This particular platform either has like it's full immersion into a VR world, right?
Yeah.
So it would have a treadmill,
Right.
but like almost like a rollerball,
Yeah.
where the treadmill can go in any direction, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that's possible, but
Yeah.
you get what I'm kind of saying.
Sort
right?
of,
Like,
sort of.
You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when you have
yeah.
a mouse and you can roll the ball
Yeah.
for whatever. Imagine a flat surface that behaves that same way.
Right.
And then it would essentially have to be some sort of advancement in, remember when we were little,
Go ahead.
you had like the pins that were in the square and you can like push them up and it would mold to the shape of your hand or whatever you put them on. Do you remember? Like it was like a desk.
It's like putty?
Not putty. It was literally like a bed of nails. Turned upside down.
Yeah. You
and like
push
whatever.
your face in it.
Yeah,
like, look at your
exactly.
face. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So like imagine.
Oh, you're going like very
imagine
futuristic with it.
an
Yeah,
advanced version
Yeah,
of
yeah,
that,
yeah.
where like now you don't have anything in your hands.
Yeah.
The VR is like strapped to your hands,
Mm-hmm.
so you still have the sensory perception of like touch.
Dude, you're like going like into it.
But that's
Yeah.
like for me,
Yeah.
that's the next step in virtual reality.
That's like a whole nother
As
level.
opposed
I wasn't
to-
even expecting you to say that.
Because like think about it, like whatever you're doing, there would have to be just a wall in front of you, and it would have to mold to whatever. So like if you're doing some kind of game where you're like rock climbing, or like now VR has friggin' porn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it would have to be able to like mold so that you can like touch who or what you're doing.
Yeah, I like that you brought it right to the point. You just started giving me a weird look about it.
It's the glasses.
This is why I had to give you that quiz, because I knew you're a porn freak. So.
Oh yeah, I'm an absolute debaucherous.
They have like the harnesses. That's what I thought you were gonna say, where like it lifts you
suspends
up.
you.
Yeah, so like it emulates like you running, and like you actually can like do like some sort of climbing and things like that.
That would probably
But
be easier than
was
having a platform that runs in every direction.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I'm not a fucking rocket scientist.
Yeah, because they have that already. But I was thinking more smell, and then I was thinking of like,
the first game that they created would be like
I was thinking
farts.
more TV, right? Just at this point of time, that's where my mind was at, and I was thinking like, what TV shows would be affected the most, and like in a good way, in a bad way,
by smell-o-vision.
So like, let me give you two really good examples. Really poorly, SVU, because that's a lot of like dead bodies,
blood, and
semen.
Like almost every episode, they're finding a body, and everybody's going, "Oh God!"
You know what I'm saying? That would really affect that show.
And how do you make a synthetic dead person smell?
I don't know why I was thinking that, but I was like, that would really hurt that show.
Yeah, it would.
But then
you'd have to turn smell-o-vision off,
right? For sure. Yeah, a show that would do it really well. Rick and Morty, because I was thinking about like a skit that it could be like an alien, and it's just like, it's like, cut these aliens open, Morty, and it cuts them open. And he's like, oh, raspberries, like he's like, that's right, Morty, they smell like raspberries here.
I feel like any cartoon could easily utilize smell-o-vision.
I feel like they could, but in particular that show would just do it.
They just do so much random stuff anyway. Them, South Park. Like, shows like that would definitely be able to utilize that.
Yeah.
I think...
Just to be absolutely ridiculous.
I think you missed one, though.
Go ahead.
Any professional sport.
What
like,
is that?
in particular, it would hurt any professional sport.
Well, where are you smelling it from? Because
if you're in the crowd... you're in the field.
You're
on the
field.
Why would you not be on the field?
The camera's not on the field.
The cameras are on the field. They go over the center of the field.
Over the field.
Yeah.
And that's not
so forget about anything on a field.
Right.
Professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Boxing.
Yeah.
Like fighting.
Yeah.
The only smell you have in there, if you're anywhere near the front row, is sweat.
No, but
it's just dude sweat.
But you would smell it from where your view was. That's why the SVU
which
would
is
smell.
ringside.
It's not. It's further back from ringside.
No, the camera is further back from ringside, but the view is zoomed in, so it's like you're right there at ringside.
Okay, but I still don't think that smell would be that bad.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not. You
that
think
smell
it's
would be terrible.
You think you you're so close that you're smelling the sweat off these people?
Yes.
I don't think you're like that close to them. Like, I don't think like from the camera angle.
What's the point of smell-o-vision then?
What do you mean?
Like, what if you're watching? If everything has smell-o-vision, and you're watching TV and you turn on professional wrestling, what else would you be smelling?
That wouldn't be anything you would be smelling in that, though.
There would be nothing to smell. So, but if everything had to have smell-o-vision, what would it smell like?
You're forcing a smell in every single show?
That's the next step is smell-o-vision. So everything has to have a smell.
Why does everything have to have a smell?
Because everything always has to have everything. That's the whole point. Like if one thing does something, everybody jumps on.
But I don't understand this logic of thinking. You went from like some things just smell. Like what is currently happening in your life this second? You're
talking nonsense.
Well, you're not smelling anything. What are you talking about? Like,
I smell sweet mango nectar.
Well, you only smell the change that's in the air.
No.
Yeah.
There's no double gun snap.
That's actually true.
There's none of that.
Yeah, absolutely. You only the reason why you smell things is you smell changes.
I will give 1 month free Patreon, any tier you want, to anyone who comments on this and proves him completely wrong.
No,
the first person to prove him wrong, free month of Patreon.
You can. That's right though. I mean, you can say that, but that's not. I was right though. You smell changes, like you smell changes in the air. That's what
you smell the aroma of this.
Because
it's not changing the entire air around you.
No, that's what.
You're not making any sense.
It's giving off a scent. It's not.
Yeah.
You're like
It
it's going out
smells.
into the air.
You're saying
like,
it's changing the air. It doesn't
it's
change
changing,
the air.
Yes, it's changing. It's changing your smell. Listen. When you smell something, what you smell is the change because you're always in a stagnant level, right? So when something is introduced to you that has a scent to it, it's a change. That's what you're smelling. It's true. I'm probably butchering how to explain it, but that's what smell is. It's like, if you fart, the change is that the fart is being thrown at you. I've been doing a shit job explaining it.
Yeah, you are. WebMD.
Yeah,
the most reliable source.
It's gonna tell me I have cancer from smell.
Yes. If you can't smell, you have cancer. Person's
Nice.
advertisement. A person's sense of smell is driven by certain processes. First, a molecule released from the substance, such as fragrance from a flower, must stimulate special nerve cells called olfactory cells found high up in the nose. These nerve cells then send information to the brain where the specific smell is identified. Anything that interferes with these processes is cancer. Nasal blockage, damage to the nerve cells themselves can lead to a loss of smell. The ability to smell also affects your ability to taste. Has nothing to do with the air. Suck it.
No, it's the change.
It's not.
Oh, whatever. I can't explain it really well. I'm telling you.
It's cell activation. It has nothing to do with the air.
Where do cells go?
They're in your body.
It's your cells.
Where do
in your
cells
body?
go? They don't go anywhere. They're in your body.
There's cells in your body. That's what they're talking about.
Yes.
Because I tuned you
Olfactory
out,
cells.
honestly, because of the way you read annoys me. I don't know why. It was, you know what you sounded like the whole time? I felt like I was like the warnings after commercials.
No.
The warnings, like the
What, like may
copyright-
cause anal bleeding, like anal seepage?
Yeah, but like the really quiet ones and sped up ones.
It's because I was trying to do it quickly.
I know what you were trying to do.
A weird message from my computer.
Yeah, whatever.
It's just-
I for whatever reason, I then looked at it with you. Did you see the video of Delonte West?
No,
The
because
old-
I don't know who Delonte West is.
All right, perfect. He's an old basketball player,
Okay.
and he was, I think he played on St. John's in college. And anyways, he was on the Cavaliers back with LeBron.
Okay.
In his early days. He played in the NBA for a long time, but they just found a video of him that was going throughout the internet of him getting his ass beat on the street, and he's homeless, and he's got no shirt on, and he's talking ribble rabble,
Like he's gone completely insane.
Yeah, and
I have not seen
and
this.
the cops have him arrested, and he's like, yeah, he pulled a gun on me, man. And he's like, all right, where's the gun? Where's the gun? And then he was like, nah, man. Or he starts yelling at the cop, and he keeps saying the same thing over and over again. I don't remember what it was. But,
was he high or drunk or?
He looks, yeah.
He had to be fucked up.
Yeah, something.
Okay.
Probably some meth. And I was like, dude, that's insane, bro. Insane. Guy made $14 million in 3 years.
Just on the Cavs.
Just on the Cavs, and then played an NBA career,
Yeah.
had probably 10 seasons. I don't know exactly how many seasons, but
A good career.
A good career.
Yeah, it wasn't just a couple years and done.
And then so what happened was another one of his teammates tweeted out something and was this is such a shame to see blah blah blah, wishing everybody luck and I'm gonna try to help or whatever. And then
Must not have been J.R. Smith.
No, it was Jabir Nelson. Okay. I think they played on the same college team too, and then people start giving him shit about it. They were like, "Well, if you're such good friends, how did you let that happen?" It's what?
We don't live together.
Yeah, right. What is he supposed to do about that? I thought that was so weird.
Yeah.
That's such a weird.
Such a weird
position to take.
It's such a weird person to give backlash to.
Yeah, right.
Somebody commenting on being oh, I know this guy, I've known him for years.
Yeah.
It's a shame to see. I'm not my brother's keeper.
Yeah, I just thought that was so weird to be okay, I received this information. like I think a normal person would be like,
Yeah.
oh, like that's like terrible, like whatever, like. But then again, to do the devil's advocate,
Okay.
why does he feel the need to tweet it?
That was my next point.
Yeah, to
Like,
play
why-
devil's advocate,
Right. Like, why? Okay, so you see your friend doing this, unless somebody's asking you your thoughts on this video, what's the point of commenting?
Yeah,
Like, why do you feel the need to be like, oh, man, such a shame. This sucks.
yeah,
Blah, blah, blah.
yeah. And like but I just think that's also like a weird stance to take on it too.
Yeah.
To be like, well, he's obviously doing something wrong here. I should yell at him.
Like, the cancel culture is at the guy who's like, I feel bad for my friend, not at the drunk idiot
Yeah.
in the middle of the street
That's
getting arrested
insane
by the
to me.
cops.
How do you get like that? You know?
I think a lot of it has to do with
It's mostly the NBA.
no, it happens a lot with football too. Remember Pac-Man Jones,
Yeah,
like guys
but the
like
NBA
that.
has like something stupid. It's like 90% of like NBA players filed
It's-
for bankruptcy after 10 years after playing in the NBA or something like that.
At the risk of
Insane.
jumping down a rabbit hole that leads nowhere good for me.
Okay.
Okay. I think it has a lot to do culturally in the sense of the majority of these guys coming up that end up playing in the NBA.
Yeah,
A lot of them are coming from really bad situations.
for sure.
Or situations where they just don't have money.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they have not been around. Either they haven't been around money or they haven't been around people who manage money properly
For sure.
or conservatively or whatever the word you want to use
I mean,
is.
that's just factual information.
Right. So I think what happens, it's the same thing with like rock stars who
Yeah.
like just make it big overnight and like come from nothing and blah, blah. Like you get super rich
Yeah.
and you just don't know how to handle it. And a lot of the times there's so like, I don't care how woke the culture gets.
Sure.
There's always going to be people out there looking to take advantage of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like these guys are getting all this money and then they're signing up, like they have managers, agents, PR, like they're
sure.
building an entourage around them.
Yeah.
They're paying all these people to be near them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like if you have an agent and a manager, that's like 20% of your salary right there, minimum. Because whatever you make, they make X amount of.
Sure.
Usually it's somewhere between like 20 and 30%.
So
So
sure every deal's different.
right. So let's call it 20%. So there's 20% of your salary just gone as soon as it comes in. Not to mention what's already leaving 30% for taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So 50% of what you make is already out the door before it hits your bank account.
Mm.
Now you're buying all the stuff that you never had.
Mm.
And you know what? More power to you, because if I hit the lotto, I'm going out and making a couple like really great purchases
Sure.
because I didn't have them. But the difference then becomes, when do you stop making these purchases and start investing your money wisely?
Yeah.
And how much of it are you investing? And I think a lot of these guys are just doing what they want because they have this newfound freedom of, I want for nothing. I don't need anything. Like, you know what I mean? So that's where all of a sudden all their money is just ends up being taken away and they have nothing to retire on.
Yeah.
They live comfortably while they're in the NBA getting X amount of dollars every year because they have an agent and they have a manager and they have a PR team that is like helping them manage their money while they're making money. But when they stop making money, these people don't want anything to do with you because how can you pay them if you have no money coming in? So they walk away and now you have no one to manage your money.
Mm.
I think that's where the disconnect is.
Sure.
Like that's how that happens. And I mean, I would love to see the statistics of whether or not it's in the NBA more than any other sport.
It is.
But I feel like NBA, football, any sport where the majority of the players are coming from a situation which is not ideal growing up. It doesn't matter black, white, whatever. It's the situation that you're being brought up in.
Do you see the Aaron Hernandez movie?
I did.
Dude, I did you believe the other guy, the guy who was saying he was gay, that they were gay together when they were younger?
That entire movie was made just so that they can keep calling him a homosexual. There's no other
I felt
because
that was so forced.
it was
so
2.5 episodes.
Yeah.
Because it's a limited series. It's 3 episodes for
Yeah.
anyone who didn't see it.
Yeah.
It's 2.5 episodes of people just going, he had a temper, he was gay, he murdered these people.
Yeah.
He had a temper, he was gay, he murdered these people. Just
Yeah.
repeating it over and over, like
Yeah.
finding new ways to say
Yeah.
he was gay, finding new ways to say he murdered these people.
Yeah.
And then they finally get to like the last half hour, 20 minutes of the last episode.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, by the way, CTE.
Yeah.
And it's like, here's a normal brain, and here's Aaron Hernandez's brain.
with
And
a
his
giant
brain,
fucking hole in it.
yeah, his brain was messed up.
There's a hole in it, bro.
Like right through the center in the area of the brain that is directly responsible for decision making. Like CTE, like I don't doubt for a second that CTE is real. I don't doubt for a second that CTE is the reason why a lot of people are doing a lot of effed up things.
Sure.
However, at the end of the day, it's still his decision. And I'm
From
not
a
saying,
compromised point of view.
no, I mean like everything he's done was still his decision, even before having CTE. So
Yeah.
if he was actually gay,
Yeah.
he chose, and granted, like the way they presented it was like his household was like homophobic, but his
Yeah.
dad died when he was 16,
Yeah.
so there was no one oppressing him. Like 16
Yeah, but
years
you've already
old,
been oppressed. You know what I mean?
yes, but he had only been oppressed, like they said, like going back to 14 years old is when it first started.
Yeah.
Is what that his friend said,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like they started doing stuff at 14
I
years
thought
old.
it was younger than that, but I believe you.
So I'm pretty sure it was 14.
I believe you.
So if that's the case, his dad died when he was 16. That's 2 years of being afraid of what's going on inside of you,
Yeah.
right?
But it's also like self-loathing too.
Yes, but now you have the rest of your life to like deal with those demons because the one person who was oppressing you is dead and gone.
Yeah, but that's so
You know
much
what I mean?
easier
And granted-
said, like,
Granted,
yeah.
absolutely, because
Yeah.
this is not something that
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
This is not something that I like. This is just how I look at it
Yeah.
from the outside.
Yeah.
I
right.
clearly have
Yeah.
no leg to stand on
Yeah.
in saying how other people
Yeah.
feel.
Oh, great. Okay. Good.
I-
I'm
yes,
glad that we
I-
got that.
Yes,
out
I
here.
want to get that out there. I completely understand.
It's just like,
I am not in a position
There you
to
go.
lecture
Okay.
or.
Good.
I
Good.
just.
Good job.
It's more. So I guess it's more like I don't understand why.
Right.
Because I'm not him or I'm not anyone who is dealing with being closeted.
Yeah.
I don't understand why once that main driving force behind you being in the closet is gone, it doesn't get
I just felt like it was
a
forced.
little easier.
They just like I don't know. He was just like, yeah, like I wouldn't call it a relationship. Like we wouldn't call it a relationship.
We just did each other.
We just like did it, and I was like, what? Like I think it's like blinking. I don't know. I
And
don't
you
trust
get
people
to the
that blink.
point at the you
Yeah.
don't find out until the end that his buddy that he was fooling around with all these years.
Yeah.
Like they don't tell you that he's bisexual
Yeah.
until the very last scene.
Yeah. So he's been sleeping with girls the entire time too.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, how forced is his dad's
He's like
affection?
I had no idea. He's like, I was shocked by all this.
How forced though is
Dude,
his dad's
I literally,
affection?
At one point, I started to laugh, bro, because you know me, I just laugh at stupid shit. But like, there's one part where he was like, where he's like, yeah, if that's what it is. That's how you get introduced to him. He's like, if I were to tell you that I wanted two, straight sons. Or if I didn't want to,
He was like, I was a Marine.
I'd be lying to you.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
He was like, I was a Marine. I was a football coach. If I told you that I didn't want two heterosexual,
Yeah, that's it.
football players' sons,
I'd be
lying.
And then
You're
like, I was like, okay,
what?
strong start, sir.
Yeah,
Strong
but
start.
then he goes right into
appreciate
like,
you.
but I appreciate him coming out to me and blah blah blah.
And
But
that's why I
it
was like,
seems
wow, you
so forced.
You took a flip on that real fast, huh?
Yeah.
Like you went from like your core beliefs being like, I want straight like male football playing sons to
Yep.
like, well, he fucked Aaron Hernandez.
All right, you suck dick, but you know what? I still love you.
It's a fucking Aaron Hernandez,
But and was it
And
him?
then
Was
you're
it
telling
him
me
that
there
was
like no other one? Like who? I don't. Have you ever heard of anybody else saying like I fucked Aaron Hernandez? So like
other than that? Like
yeah,
the
so he
guy
was so closeted that he never like snuck out.
How about the guy that like he was supposedly having a relationship while in prison? That they touched on for all of 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, how do you drop that bomb in the middle of a limited series and then go, all right, moving on?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
unless it literally had no merit whatsoever. Like, it very well could have been that they like tried to do research on it and couldn't find any actual evidence of it.
So now they're just throwing shit out there just for the fuck of it.
Right, like it was essentially like, here's one of the rumors, but we couldn't find anything on it, so now we're moving on. Like, if that's the case, then I respect them for at least like trying to cover all the like not the facts, but all bases of like what this story was.
Yeah.
But like, if there's more to that,
Yeah.
what the hell are you thinking?
For sure.
Like that's one of
yeah.
like you
Unless
have
he's maybe
one
he's dead,
you
who
have
knows?
one guy that's like, yeah, me and Aaron Hernandez used to do each other when we were 14 in our parents' bedroom.
But you know who my favorite character was? the prisoner or the warden. He comes out and they're like, "That's a big badge." He's like,
I don't make the badges, but yeah, it's pretty nice, huh?
And then after that, he's in the badge. Like every time there's a camera out, he's got the fucking badge.
My favorite thing is when they caught him out, because he was like Aaron Hernandez is a high profile.
Yeah, we gotta take this a high profile case.
Well, he was like, he's a high profile inmate, but we're not going to treat him any differently than we would any other inmate, and that's just how we do things here, and because that's the way it should be done. And then Aaron Hernandez like beats the shit out of somebody who was talking shit as he's being brought down the steps, and then they cut to the warden, and he's like, well, sometimes, you know, when you have a high profile inmate, you have to take special care.
Yeah. He was my favorite character.
It was like, you just said you're not going to treat him any differently, and then you're like, sometimes you got to protect the high profile inmates from the inmates, and then sometimes you got to protect the inmates from the high profile inmate. And you're like,
did you see my badge though? He's my favorite character.
Sitting there going, sometimes you have to protect the inmates.
Yeah. For sure.
Such a douche.
For sure.
That guy was the worst. And
he's my favorite character.
He was literally probably 1/8 of an inch on each side of his mustache from just having a Hitler mustache. Like, if he trimmed just a little closer, he looked like Hitler.
You know what is a weird show? Cops. All that in
okay,
together.
so I have seen a couple episodes of Cops, but I never watched it religiously.
Because it's almost like that as well. Because every episode starts with
Bad
the cameraman.
boys.
Yeah, it starts with the intro, and then it starts with the cameraman with the officer that he's on patrol with.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost that exact same thing where it's like, you know, the warden,
right?
Is like how he's like kind of like flaunting a little bit. It's like the cop will be like, you know, this can be a pretty rough neighborhood. Just kind of drive around, you know, do what we can do.
Cut to him chasing down and just beating someone senseless with a billy club.
But I'm always like, how is this possible? First of all, that show's been going on for like
years. So many years.
14 seasons or 15
if
seasons
not more.
Or something like that. It's crazy. And
they
always have the cameraman with them when they get these like big arrests and shit like that. How often are these cameramen?
Oh, they follow him out probably 24/7.
I mean, they must be with them like a lot.
Because don't forget, they follow them around. By the way, first episode, 1989.
Holy shit. It is 2020.
Mm-hmm. It's 30 years.
30 freaking years that this show's been going on.
That's insane.
But it's also a theme song, Bad Boys.
Yeah.
I love IMDb. It's so great. But don't forget too, they follow police officers from different states, different cities in those states. Like, it's not just one
I understand.
thing. But my point is that, like, when you go, like, it's law of probability, right? You have X number of cameramen following X number of police officers for X number of hours.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a bunch of stuff. You're gonna have days where nothing happens, and you're gonna have days where it's like firemen. You just get like 6 calls a night, and the entire town is burning.
Yeah.
So when that happens, it's just, okay, now we have, we followed these guys around for 6 months.
Yeah.
And we may have like 3 seasons
Right.
worth of stuff, because the show's what, a half hour or an hour?
Half hour, I think. I don't know.
So even if
I
it's
think
an
a
hour,
half hour.
Like, they do seasons. They don't just run it every day of the week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's once a week for maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
But they have probably 3 years worth of stuff.
Who gives the permission? Like, why would you give permission to show your face? I never understood that either.
You mean the actual criminals?
Yeah.
Oh, 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Is it, though?
Yes, that's all it is.
You have to, like, know the episode. Like,
The
what do you
same-
do? Like, you have to be
You
like,
just
yo.
sit in prison and be like, yo, Cops is on. I'm on one of these.
So do you have to watch each episode of Cops till you find out which episode you're on, or do they let you know? Is that part of the agreement?
They probably
They'll be
let
like,
you know.
Listen, you'll
It's-
be on episode 15.
Yeah, it's probably a standard release.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the release form is like, if we use your footage, you authorize us to use your footage. And then they probably just, like, as a common courtesy, tell you, like, this is the episode that you're going to be in after the fact. Once it's all edited and stuff,
Yeah.
they may just, like, reach out and just say,
I wonder
like,
if they get like a release, like an easier sentence.
no.
Because everybody signs up for it. I mean, like,
Yeah. Because why wouldn't they? They're
why
famous.
would you? I wouldn't want like the recording of like me getting arrested. It's like,
Has anyone, like, committed a felony on Cops? Like, has anyone
Yeah,
being
like,
arrested
drugs
for
and shit like
felonies,
that.
though? But are they, like, felony drugs or misdemeanor
like
drug?
crack cocaine, like
Again, but, like, is it felony or misdemeanor? There's a big difference between the two.
yeah. Illegal drugs are a felony in about like what 50 states, I think. Go to your Googler.
The Google machine. The felony is the most serious crime than a
Not
misdemeanor and
sponsored.
carries much higher penalties. For example, murder or armed robbery. Murder or armed robbery are felonies, while shoplifting is a misdemeanor. It doesn't help me.
So, what did you type in?
Felony versus misdemeanor.
Why did you do that? We were talking about drugs.
Because there are certain drug charges that are just
Illegal
misdemeanors.
drugs are felonies.
Not always.
Are illegal drugs felonies? Hope someone like goes through my search history because people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Actually, you are right.
Yeah. It's a certain amount, because it was when weed was illegal, it was a misdemeanor to have a certain amount, but once
Right,
you
but,
hit
like-
over a certain amount, it's a felony.
Yeah, but aren't I thought any type of like cocaine on you would be
No, because I think the felony is with intent to distribute. I think that's when it becomes a felony. If you have enough on you where it can be assumed it wasn't all for you, that's when it becomes a felony. If it's just for your own recreational use, it's a misdemeanor. You still either going to have to pay a fine or potentially go to prison, but not for a very long time. So, and that's my point, is like, these people on Cops, they're most likely just misdemeanors. Everything's probably just a misdemeanor. I could be wrong, but like,
I have no idea.
I don't.
They don't. I definitely don't think they find like.
They're not going
murderers on
after
there.
drug kingpins or
Yeah,
right
yeah.
Or murderers, exactly. So like, I doubt that their sentence it matters to them. These
Yeah.
guys getting arrested, because it's not like they have a grand jury court case to go to where like they could be facing life in prison and
Yeah.
having their face on this cop show.
All these people are characters too.
They're
which are
hilarious.
They're so funny. Have you seen the the things I chop guy?
The things I chop. Was it on Cops?
No, completely different.
This is just like
it's on the
a
internet.
full tangent.
Yeah. Well,
What
because I
is-
was thinking of weird people. And,
Oh, okay.
Dude,
It just came out of left field.
dude, the things I chop guy. Please tell me you've seen it.
I might have. I don't remember.
It's
Hang
the
on,
greatest
hang on.
thing ever. No, I got it. I got you. I got you.
You have it already?
I got you, dude. It's a flyer.
It's a flyer?
So it's a flyer, right? And on top it goes, I can chop anything. Underlined, bring me anything and I'll chop it. Wood, tire, strong wood, $400 reward for bringing me something I cannot chop. Chopping is how I keep my mind thinking about good thoughts. See things I chop at whatichop.com. And he has his phone number at the bottom, but they blur it out because it's all over the internet.
Chop anything.
This guy
There
is
it
my
is.
hero.
There it is.
This guy
I
is
found it's
my
on
hero. Go to his
Imgur.
website. That's his website right at the bottom.
Whatichop.com.
Whatichop.com.
All right.
Go to his website. It's the greatest thing. And I need to find this man.
Stuff I chopped.
Yeah, and
I
it's
wrote
like
a song
YouTube
about
video.
chopping.
Yeah, it sucks. But
bet. He chopped his
the
bicycle, a can, relationship issues.
this guy is my
bills.
hero.
I can teach you how to chop things. This includes the problems of your life. I am Sensei Boland. Please join my program. I have learned from the Book of Thump. Anything
guy
can be
is the
chopped,
best.
including your worst fear or regrets. The process. Start
Yeah,
with
it's
real
more
items.
videos.
Move to personal issues.
Yeah.
Please email me now. What is this guy?
Dude, I want to send him things to chop. And I want him to record it and send it back to me.
It's so bad.
What do you mean, bro? He can chop anything. He'll give you $400 if you can't chop it.
It's so stupid.
Bro, he can chop anything. This guy is the man,
Wait,
bro.
he took a bicycle and just went hiya and chopped it in half.
Dude.
That's
He
so
chopped it.
stupid.
You don't believe him? He'll give you $400
To bring him
it-
something he can't chop with his bare hands.
That's what I'm saying, bro. He can't. This makes me think of one time at Tequila, there was this old drunk dude, and Murphy at the time had his pickup truck, but his bed was made out of pressed wood.
Mhm.
And so
I remember that.
Yeah. And the guy was like, "Oh, I bet you like $100 I could kick right through it." Murphy was like, "Okay, like one kick? You're gonna kick pressed wood?
You get
dude?"
one kick, yeah.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. And it was like thick pressed wood too. So he like, yeah, he like kicked it, did nothing to it, and then he was like, then like proceeded to like then kick it multiple times.
Right.
Because then he was just
Because
like,
now he's just trying to break it.
yeah. And then Murphy was like, wait, like, hold on a sec, like that wasn't part of the agreement at all, like. And then I think he paid up after that.
I would hope so.
Yeah, were you there for that?
No.
You
Not for that one. I remember the truck, though.
You had made it seem like you were there. You were like, "Oh, I remember that."
I remember his truck.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I thought you meant that.
No.
So, I want to send him things like that, and I hope that what he does
It's just chop it.
is he saws it right, and then like
And then sends
just
you
sends it just chopped, and I want him to send it to me.
What if he saws this stuff, puts it together with like double-sided tape, and just goes, "Ah!"
That's
and
probably
just
what he
splits it?
does. And I like that's the greatest thing ever. He's the best.
It's so bad, yet so funny.
Yeah. And I was having this conversation with Nikita the other day because like I'm just so fascinated by this guy. I fucking love him. And then like all the like so there's like 3 or 4 people at like kind of like the end of the bar.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, like show us this video. Show us this video." And I was like, all right, sure. And
Yeah.
then like I showed him the flyer and like I was laughing and like I was like, yeah, just go to his website. Like, well, blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, I'm like, I'm like helping this guy out. You know what I mean? I'm like putting people onto his website. Anyways, so then like, then they're like, oh, like what, all right. So then time goes by, and then like me and Nikita were talking about something, and then like, they like jump back into the conversation, and I was like, all right, like, you know, whatever, blah blah blah, and it happens like a third time, and I wanted to be like, guys, like, I tell you, like, I'm not talking to you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here hanging out with my friend. But the problem is that he's bartending.
Right. When
So
your friend's
everybody
the
wants to
bartender,
right.
everybody just thinks that the bartender is part of everyone's conversation.
Right. Because everyone wants to be friends with a bartender. So it happens literally
All the time.
all the time to me. All the
Yep.
time. It's infuriating. And, like, I just think I find it rude. Or am I just crazy?
It is. Well, okay, so
I speak very loudly.
No, I know,
So
I
that
know, I
doesn't
know.
help my case,
it
right?
does not.
Because then,
But-
like, it seems like... so people, like, hear everything I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, it's clearly directed
To Nikita.
to Nikita. Because, like, also, like, when he's, like, behind the bar, like, once everybody's drink is full, he'll come back to me. Because he's actually a good bartender. Like, I don't
Yeah.
care what anybody says. Like, he's very good at his job. But then, like, he'll come back to me, and then he'll, like, lean up against the bar, like, most likely be drinking with me.
Yeah.
And, like, he'll just be on the other side of the bar, and then, like, we'll, like, talk, and, like, he'll, like, lean up against the bar, like, look at his phone, like, whatever. And then, like,
I think it has a lot to do with jealousy. In the sense of, like,
oh, this guy's hanging out with the bartender?
well, like, or either they think the bartender's giving you preferential treatment,
Yeah.
which sometimes happens, but
For sure.
but usually not between a male bartender and a male guest. It's
Yeah.
usually opposite sexes.
For sure.
doing that kind
For
of
the
thing.
most part.
Right,
I mean,
exactly. But at the same time, it's also like a perfect example, like when Mark is bartending.
Yeah.
And I'll go in and like I go almost behind the bar and like we hug it out,
You
and
go
then I
behind the
go
bar.
sit, and then I go sit at the bar. Like people see that and they're like, oh, they're actually friends.
Yeah, yeah.
What do I have to do to be friends with the bartender?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I've known him way longer.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't meet him as a bartender.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So, same thing with Nikita. Like,
Yeah.
I knew Nikita when we were, 17, 18, 19, scooping ice cream
For sure.
at a Baskin Robbins.
I met him when he's bartender.
You met him while he was a bartender, but
Yeah.
like, we would go out after that, or on days where he wasn't bartending. It's not.
Like, me and Nikita just always got along because he's just a goofball.
But I'm saying,
Which I
like,
can relate
your
to.
your relationship was not, based solely on bartender client.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you would be out and he would not be bartending.
Yeah.
You'd be in the same place, and you just develop a relationship that way.
Tequila Mockingbird.
Exactly.
Where everybody hung out.
Exactly.
Where everybody knows your name.
Except the new bartenders.
Yeah, right. I haven't been there in so long.
I haven't been there
The
since.
place is completely different.
yeah.
I don't know anybody there.
That's
except
my-
for the servers.
right.
The servers are still the same.
Yeah.
After
But
all this time. Same
bartenders
same
are
people.
different now.
Yeah, bartender is different. Management's different. Insane.
Yeah.
Dude, all the places in Duquesne are closing.
Yep.
Baskin Robbins is closed. Mackenzie's closed. What's something else too? Not that anybody knows where Duquesne is on a map.
Well, anybody that doesn't live in Fairfield County that's listening to this podcast has no idea what
Honestly,
we're talking about right now.
I don't know if everybody in Fairfield knows where Duquesne is. Small town problems.
Minor details. I actually have a story for you before I forget.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you at the beginning of the podcast, and then we just got like...
Into my mind.
Exactly. We took a deep dive.
Yeah.
I almost got killed by a deer the other
This
day.
sounds very familiar.
Yes. So your deer story was you were in your car.
I thought you were literally doing like a skit there.
No. Dude, so I was driving and there was this deer in the middle
I
of the road.
literally thought that's what you were doing. I was like,
No,
okay.
so your deer
someone
story.
insulted.
Your deer story was you were in your car. There was a deer in the middle of the road. You
Yeah,
tried to
but
go
man.
one way and he moved. You tried to go
Dick.
the other way and he moved.
Yeah.
Deer was a dick. I was outside
Yeah.
my garage, getting into my car.
Actually, I saw 2 deer when I pulled
Yeah,
up.
because they just hang out.
Yeah.
I was
Dicks.
literally like opening the door to my car,
Yeah.
and in the reflection of the window,
Don't do it. I know I headbutted it. Don't do it.
in the reflection of the window, I see a deer coming full speed around the corner.
Yeah.
And like my entire life just went into slow motion. Cause like I had to think like, what do I do?
Yeah.
This deer's coming right at me.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I just turned around real fast and looked at the deer, and it literally was like out of a cartoon because it was on my neighbor's pavement
Yeah.
going onto the grass, and
Yeah.
it like stopped.
Yeah. So like the Scooby Doo, like
It did, yes, it did. And then turned around and ran away. And I'm sitting there, and now like I have an adrenaline rush. I'm like,
Yeah, for sure.
what the just happened?
Bro, for sure. Something coming at you full speed. You don't know what it is. Turn over. Something's at you.
Yeah.
Fuck that, dude.
It was probably about 10 yards away when I like spun around.
Yeah. It's
Which
pretty close
a
enough.
deer running can close 10 yards
Very fast.
very quickly.
Yeah. Now I'm just imagining the Scooby Doo sound. Though.
It's just tires screeching.
Yeah, for sure.
But
And
it
then,
was
like,
but it was the clickety clack because he was like practically on the pavement,
Right.
just getting to the grass.
Yeah.
So I heard.
so like
I was so scared.
on like somewhat related note, I was thinking about this the other day because I was watching Animal Planet, and I was thinking like, don't do it. I was thinking of what would be worse, dude, being in the bug world or being in the fish world. Because
Like if we got like, are you like this is essentially just
you can go
Sword in
many
the Stone
different
from
ways.
Disney.
You can go many different ways with this, right? Because you can be either
What bug are you and what fish are you? Like where are you in that world?
okay, no matter what, you are prey. You are not a predator.
That's not true.
What do you mean?
Sharks are not prey to anybody but us.
I'm saying like you're at the bottom of the scale.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, you're prey. Like,
Where
you're the-
am
you're-
I in this?
You're like you're the bottom of the prey list.
So like I'm kelp.
I would say you're more like tuna. Like
Tuna's a
not tuna. That's
big
not what I'm
effing
thinking
fish.
of. No, stop. What's the big school of fish that all the
That like dolphins and tuna go after.
the dolphins, the tunas, the whales,
The
they all
sword,
work
yeah,
together.
that those big schools of fish. Okay, so you're in those big schools of fish.
Yeah.
Fine.
Or you're like an ant on its own. No, it had to be a colony. But
yeah.
ants actually work together really well, so they defend themselves really
yeah.
well.
So
But,
let's go with
I don't know like good like bugs like that. But like you know what I'm saying though.
like a
Because,
mosquito.
Because like the world of bugs.
How about
right?
mosquitoes? They're literally everything's prey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
But
spiders eat 'em,
I don't
birds eat
wanna-
'em.
I don't want to necessarily limit it to like one animal because you're gonna think of like what one animal has worse than the other. Just being like in that world because like the way I was thinking about it, right, was like the bug world sucks for things like the tarantula hawk, right? Bug flies, stings the tarantula, numbs it, so all it does is paralyze it, cuts it open, lays its baby's eggs in it, lets the babies hatch, eat the tarantula inside out. Tarantula's alive for all of it, by the way. What? Or
What?
yeah, yeah. Talk about your nightmare shit. Or like you're a fish, but like at least death is quick with fishes, right? Like
Not really though.
for the
like when
most
but
part.
when you think about it, like fish don't chew.
Right. That's what I was thinking of though. Like because a lot of it's over in an instant. Like you know, I
But
feel like it's always
but
fast.
It's
you
not.
know?
But that's the thing is, it's not over an
Right,
instant.
'cause
So
then
like
you're just
think
in its
about
belly for a
think
while,
about this giant
you're like,
school
oh,
of fish,
oh,
right?
God.
You're in this
Yeah.
giant school of fish, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
this giant whale comes and just goes, "Maw," and now you're just in the whale,
True.
and
True.
like
I think you're just at like
you're
waiting
just
for
getting
acid.
slowly digested
Yeah.
in the whale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like anything a snake eats.
Yeah.
Except for the snakes that have venom, where then you just don't
Well,
feel
yeah.
anything.
Well, no. Yes. Yeah. They're dead before the snake starts eating it. No, for sure. Because they
Not
wait.
before.
Yeah. Well.
It depends. It depends on the snake breed, but most of the time, unless it's a constrictor or a poisonous snake,
Right. Which is like 80% of snakes. But
they're just eating whatever they grab.
yeah.
Like they grab it, and sometimes they kill it with the strike.
But they wait for a little bit. The constrictors
they
strangle
grab
you
it
till you stop moving.
So that's a constrictor, and then the
and then
ones with venom.
They keep going till you run out of air.
Correct. But I'm talking about like a regular garter snake, right?
Right.
Like out in on a farm,
Right.
Let's say like those yellow snakes, right? Or brown snakes.
They could be green too.
Yeah, or green. They could be.
There are a lot of different colors.
And they catch a mouse, right?
Yeah.
They're just sitting there and they're waiting for the mouse, and they grab the mouse.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of times, the mice, like they've adapted to this. We're like, oh shit, I'm caught. I'm gonna play dead.
Yeah.
And they just don't move. And the snake will sit there and hold, and they're like, okay, it's probably dead now
Yeah.
because I'm grabbing it. And then the second it like goes to get another grip on it, the mouse is like,
makes
"See
run
ya!"
for it. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So sometimes the mouse can't get away, and it tries to make that move, and the snake still has it. And it starts eating it, and it's alive. It will die before it gets into the snake.
Yeah.
So it's not right. It's not the same as being a fish and just having a giant whale come up and grab
Right.
you. But there's my point was that there are some instances in where like that stuff does happen.
Right.
But that's got to be the worst thing, to just be alive inside something getting slowly digested.
Right. But I feel like there's so many more slower and painful deaths in the bug world. I mean, even being stuck
Well, like
in a
that
spider web
tarantula,
sucks.
hawk
then
thing
you-
is fucking disgusting.
Dude,
Or
that's
a
rough.
hornet, isn't it? A hornet?
What?
It's not a hawk that does that.
It's called a tarantula hawk,
But it's a
it
hornet
looks like,
or a wasp
I think
or
it's its
something.
own categorization because I think
but
it's like a mantis almost.
Isn't it in the like bee family?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure. That I don't know. It has a stinger. I don't know what the bee family necessarily is per se.
That's
Like,
fair.
But I would classify it as a bee because it has a.
It's a
like-
wasp.
It's a wasp.
It's a wasp.
Because it has a stinger that comes out of it.
Yep.
And that's what it does, and then it ejects it.
Tarantula hawk is a spider wasp that preys on tarantulas.
Right.
Yeah.
So like that's brutal, bro. But even the spiders, like you're in a spider nest, that sucks. You're like,
Oh
in
yeah,
there,
you're trapped. You can't move.
can't
Then the
do
spider
anything.
wraps you up and slowly sucks you out from the inside.
Yeah. I'm good on that.
I'm gonna get that off my screen because I don't want to look at a tarantula hawk
Sorry.
for the rest of this episode.
Yeah. But like, there's so many bad ones, dude. Freaking like, even if you get laid, I'm thinking like mantises.
Oh yeah, or
then
black
get your
widows.
head ripped off.
Black widows do the same
Yeah.
thing. They
Yeah.
mate with the male and then just kill the male.
Yeah. But then you have like the anglerfish, right? Which the male just attaches itself,
Mhm.
and then once it like
It's done.
it's done, and then like it attaches itself, and then it gets absorbed by the female,
That's disgusting.
right? It like basically does the Dragon Ball Z fusion technique
For my family. Just okay. I'm pregnant. Goodbye.
So which one's worse?
Bottom of the food chain as a fish or bottom of the food chain as a bug? I'll go fish.
I think I'll go fish too. That was such a good point, which I really didn't think of, that you're really just being digested as a fish.
Yeah.
But like
But at the same time, like
most of them,
I think I'd rather live and die that way as a fish than be a bug.
yeah, yeah.
Like
It's
there's
just some of
such
them
a
are so
there's such a
terrifying.
there's a gross connotation just to being a bug to begin with that makes you not want to be a bug. Whereas like fish, yeah, like maybe the death is a little more gruesome.
Yeah,
But at the same time, like you're a fish.
bro. You know what you should watch on YouTube? Like this is really where this conversation comes from. Like ant colony wars.
Tell
you
me
want to
more.
talk about brutal? They like literally they track down
They,
one
like, go
tribe,
after the other
and they
queen?
actually give them like tribe names just to like get
To
you a
help you
little bit
keep
more
track, yeah.
invested. Yeah. And so like there's all these different tribes of ants like everywhere, and like it's so crazy how it works out. Like first they like have no idea anybody's there. Then like the seekers go out and like they start getting food, and like as food becomes more scarce because they're bringing it all in,
Right.
sooner or later they all bump into each other. Then they're like, no war, dude. Like
Yeah.
peace.
Peace
Oh,
and love.
all right,
Peace
all
and
right,
love.
like,
Huh?
all right, cool. All right,
Huh?
cool.
Huh?
And then like Yeah, and then like one day, right? They'll just be like, "Wait, why is there peace when there could be war?" And they're like, "That's a good point. We could go to war with these guys." Yeah, I like where your head's at. And then they'll start like fucking with one another, right? And like you can like almost like feel the tension building. It's so weird because you're watching ants, dude.
The way they film it is like.
Yeah, it's very.
This is on. You said this is on YouTube or Netflix?
YouTube. It's probably on. I'm sure
A
it's
streaming
on
service?
Netflix, and like I was watching the YouTube clips of it. But that's how I get all my weird thoughts from, because I spend so much time in my YouTube rabbit holes. And like, dude, they're like, and then like all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
And like they start like invading each other's colonies and shit, and then like the other ants will like tell each other, like they're like, dude, these fuckers, they're for real now. They're invading. Like everybody back to the house, like protect the fort. And then like everybody go back to the fort, and like this huge brigade of ants will come like marching in, like literally the ants go marching in.
Right. Yeah.
Like I literally understand that song now.
That song's a real thing.
It literally makes so much sense. Like they were like diving in one on one, and they're like ripping each other apart with their pincers. Dude.
That's insane.
Dude, insane.
Are they all the same types of ants, just in different colonies? Or are like there's some brown ants, or some red ants, or some black ants?
Yes.
Like,
but the weird part about it is like the brown ant and the brown ants still don't like each other.
Right, like they'll still fight other brown ant colonies because it's colony based.
It's colony based.
But like if it's
but
not, they're not just
like,
showing you like here's all the brown ants,
dude. And you feel so bad because at least when it's like brown ant versus brown ant, it's like it's a fair battle,
right?
And, you know, it's carnage though. It's rough to watch. Dude.
Yeah.
And then the bigger ants will come, and you're like, oh my god, it's not even fair. Like they're like using their little pincer techniques.
It's like the Hulk, and it's just picking up ants and snipping them in half.
Dude, literally. And then the other ones are like snipping at his legs. He's just like, oh, smash. Dude,
just
insane.
kicking them away.
Totally, you should totally watch it.
I plan on it.
As I start to wrap up here,
okay,
I do have one thing I wanted to do.
Go on.
So we have talked about this, and it is not going to be a weekly thing. It's going to be more of when I come up with it, because I want all the ideas to be good ideas and fun ideas. But kind of going off the question game that we played, I have, is it fake news or is it real?
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. So this edition is going to be tattoo edition, right? I have in front of me photos.
Okay.
Some are impossibly crazy, but some I'm lying about. Some are completely fake and made from my mind.
So I'm not going to see the photos.
Nope. I'm going to have the photo in front of me. I'm going to describe the photo to you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to tell me, is it a real photo or am I making it up?
You're making it up or it's actually a tattoo on someone's body.
Is it real or is it fake news, bro?
Okay, let's go.
10 questions. Today,
hit me.
Today, we're going to start this game off straight. Passing grade is 7 today. I get 7.
I feel like passing grade should be 6.
I'm going to decide on my moods.
That's fair. This is your game.
Yeah, on what passing grades are.
All right,
sometimes
let's
it's going to be 2, sometimes it's going to be 7. Today's the 7.
All right.
I feel like it's 7 today because I want you to start off strong.
Right.
50-50 shot. The photo I am looking at is of a man who got his entire back tattooed to the point that it looks like constantly he's wearing a Michael Jordan jersey. He also has the correct sleeves as if he were not wearing said jersey, but he actually looks like he's constantly wearing a jersey because of his tattoos.
Okay, hold on one more time.
Yeah.
So tattoo 1 is his back and front or just back?
The photo I can
It's
only
just
see
of his
his
back.
back.
Okay.
But it would look like
his
he's
back
wearing
looks like
an actual
he's wearing
jersey.
a Michael Jordan jersey.
Like it looks like he's actually wearing a
like
jersey.
in color.
It's
or
in
black and white. It's in black and white. Okay, so it's a black and white tattoo of a Michael Jordan jersey
Yes.
on this guy's back.
Yes.
And then he also has
sleeve tattoos to make it appear as if he were actually wearing the jersey.
I'm going to go with yes. Real.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, real.
Starting off strong, bro. That is absolutely 100% real.
Ew.
Isn't that wild?
That's gross.
And obviously, I'll send you all these.
And it's signed.
Yeah.
There's a Michael Jordan signature on the two.
Oh, I actually missed that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. There is one. That's hilarious. Dude. Anyways.
That
All
guy's
right.
the worst.
This one. This man, it has an American flag. So he's bald, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm sorry. He has an American flag tattoo from the middle. So on the middle of his face to the left of his eye is the stars and stripes. Or is the stars, excuse me. It's the stars. And then he has stripes going down his face.
A tattoo on his face.
Yeah. Of the American flag. In color, by the way. In color. And I think
I want
Wait.
to believe.
I think there are 50 stars.
I want to believe in my heart of hearts.
There are 50 stars.
Sorry. I'm too far away from the mic. I want to believe in my heart of hearts that no one would do this. But I have to go with real.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
It is fake, completely making it up. I'm not looking at that at all. Welcome to the game.
I am so happy I was wrong. So happy. You have no idea like how happy I was to hear you say I was incorrect in my guess. Cuz that's if someone actually had that tattoo,
I'm sure that tattoo exists.
I hope it does not.
You know what I mean?
On their face in color.
I'm sure someone's done it. You know what I mean? All right. Next one. So this one has
Real.
two people.
Real.
It has two people, like two cartoon type people on the sides of their face. So when he opens his mouth, it kind of looks like they're talking
It's real.
because like
That's
it
real.
goes like
Yeah.
up, over,
That's
and-
real.
and down.
Uh-huh. It's real.
Final answer?
Yeah.
It's fake.
No.
Completely made that up.
No, it's not. I've seen that tattoo.
No, well, maybe it exists, but it's completely fake. Completely made that up. I would show you what I'm looking at, but it could be the next one or it could not be the next one. You'll have to Google this later.
Okay,
If-
go ahead.
If
No,
you
I'm
find
listening.
it, you can put it in post. How's that?
I'm listening.
All right. Next one. On the middle of this guy's face.
Mm-hmm.
What are you? You're 1 and 2 right now?
Gotta
be
I
careful,
have
yeah.
1 out of 3 right now.
Right. 1 out of 3. Gotta be careful here.
I can only get one more wrong.
Yeah. This guy has a spider tattooed along his face, but because of the shading, it looks almost 3-dimensional, almost that it's like coming out a little bit. And then for whatever reason, he decided to put like the eyes of the spider on his nose. Like it like comes out like, or oh, I'm sorry. You know what that is? That's the back of the don't do it. No, it is the eye, like the eyes of the spider.
I want, because now I don't know if you're just trying to fuck with me by like picking up your phone and like I don't know how in depth you're going into this. I'm gonna go with
good
real.
with that.
I'm gonna go with a real tattoo.
Final answer?
Yes.
It is real. Ugh. Oosh. Next one.
Hit me.
So 2-2. 2-2. This man has on his ribs,
Mm-hmm.
going basically to his belly, to the
Mhm.
bottom of his belly. Have you seen this cat? Underneath is a poorly drawn picture of. Actually, the picture is not that bad, but it's a cat with a top hat. Underneath, which says, "He is a gentleman and a scholar."
A tattoo on his rib cage.
Yeah. If you stop searching for that, you
I'm
can
so,
do it
no,
later.
because I need to find it.
You
need to
can
find
do
it
it later. I
right
made
this
it
instant.
up.
No, you didn't.
I 100% made it up.
You seen it.
Okay.
He's got a tattoo on his rib cage that is the words, or it leads to.
Says the words.
Have you seen this cat?
Have you seen this cat? The cat with the top hat. He is a gentleman and a scholar.
I want to say that is fake news.
Final answer.
Fake news.
It is real. Oof. Gotta go perfect the rest of the way.
Ew. Ew.
Next one.
Real.
This one is an astronaut. Sorry. It's an astronaut, and he is he's lifting up an alien. Sorry. But he's putting it through the Bill's Mafia table, the white table. So he's lifting him up, and he's got he has him almost like what is it? The Undertaker, the Tombstone. That's what I'm looking
He's
for.
got him in the
He's
tombstone
got it's
with the Bill's Mafia table.
With the Bill's Mafia table. With, by the way, the astronauts. It's like the astronauts. Face mask is a Buffalo Bill sign.
I want it to be real. I don't care if I lose. I want it to be real.
Final answer?
Yes.
It's fucking fake.
I hate
Completely.
you. I hate you. I want it to be real so bad.
Never go with the emotion. I am too good at faking you out. So, we're here. If you go perfect,
I still failed. I
the
just
rest
got
of the
4
way,
wrong.
I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
I'm going to let you get the win if you go perfect the rest of the way.
All right.
What do we have left? What is it? 3? What were you? No, you just 3.
No, I'm
you got 2 right, 2
I'm
wrong. So that's 5. We have 5 left. Okay.
right. No. Yeah.
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 No, 4.
I got 4 wrong. That's what I thought.
Right. 2 right. Yeah.
2 right, 4 wrong.
Right. Okay.
Let's go to the videotape.
We got there. We got this together. This one is a picture of a guy's the back of his arm,
Okay.
and it's Ryan Gosling face, as if then was a spider. So his face is basically the back of the spider. The spider's head comes out of basically his chin, and then the spider legs come out of the sides. So it looks like he's a spider, and then it says Ryan Gosling.
Real.
Final answer.
Yes.
It's absolutely real.
That's not even a good Ryan Gosling.
That's what I'm saying. Thank God it says Ryan Gosling. That's why I have no idea.
I would never know who that was. That's quite possibly one of the worst tattoos I've ever seen.
I just don't really understand it.
That's so bad. It wasn't it's not like Ryan Gosling was ever Spider-Man.
I don't get it. This one I'm gonna say is his thigh.
All right, so hold on. I am 3 and 4.
Right.
Okay.
If you go perfect the rest of the way, I'm gonna let you get the win.
But we have 3 more. That's my point.
Right.
Okay.
This guy. Actually, I don't really know if it's a guy or girl, but I'm gonna say it's a thigh. It's kind of hard to tell. It's a burger that has arms, eyes, and a mouth. Well, the mouth is that it's opening up.
Okay.
And there are music notes coming out as in to imply
musical burger.
That he's singing. That the burger is singing.
Musical burger. Real. Real
Final
tattoo.
answer?
Yeah, real tattoo.
It's absolutely real. It's a burger singing.
It's literally, and it's human arms.
Yeah.
Like the most human arms you could possibly imagine.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm doing this.
Because I was doing
during,
it. That's why.
yeah, but during the actual, when people are watching this, they're just going to see the burger across the screen. I don't know why I'm doing this when the burger is just going to be over my face.
Next question. This one is a dolphin that is jumping through a flaming hoop, which is held by Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow.
Whoa. Dolphin?
Wait, trust me.
Okay.
On a unicycle.
Is there anything else?
That's it.
A dolphin jumping through a flaming hoop
right.
that Captain Jack Sparrow is holding while riding a unicycle.
So on this dude's chest, right?
Yep.
So it's Johnny Depp, like kind of like on the inside of the chest, holding up a flaming, like circle
right.
that a dolphin is jumping through.
I'm 50-50 on this one.
Well, it's a 50-50 question.
But like me personally, I'm not leaning one way or the other. It could easily be both. It could be you messing with me, or it could be just that Johnny Depp is actually tattooed on this guy as Captain Jack Sparrow.
Could be.
I'm going to go with real.
Final answer.
Yes.
Fake news.
Damn it.
Still a burger guy.
Still.
Can't win today.
I cannot.
Maybe you can win next time. Final one.
All right.
This guy has a tattoo. I've noticed that they're all guys.
Yeah, women don't really get... I shouldn't say that. Women don't as often get stupid tattoos.
Yeah. I realize every sentence I said was this guy. Except the burger. We don't know. Because you can...
Correct.
That could
the
be
burger
really
could
anything.
be anybody. That could be anybody's thigh.
Anyways. All right. This guy has a cloud that is smoking a joint.
Mm-hmm.
All normal. As
I feel like that's redundant.
Yeah. But on the back of it is what I can only explain to be the iron lung. Because it's like the cloud's face starts one way. I think this is the dude's back. I can't really tell. No, actually, it is his back. That's his shoulder blade. Yeah. So it starts out with the cloud and his face smoking the joint. He's got like little cloud arms, not like hamburger arms. Like actual
Not like
little,
real arms.
Yeah, he's got like little cloud arms.
Okay.
He's smoking a joint, and he's attached to an iron lung, which is then attached. Oh.
Yep.
That's great. Red dark. Which is then attached to a set of wheels, which is plugged into a wall.
Yes. Real.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Just looking at the Michael Jordan guy.
God damn it.
I probably will have one for you next week.
All right.
Like I said, that's not gonna be it's not gonna be a weekly thing because if it's not if it's not what I think is a funny idea, then
There's no point in doing it every week.
yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Whenever I feel it, but next time you get the pass, had fun.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Dude, and you know the sick part about that is I had thought of 4 of those beforehand. That cloud one, I just made up on the spot.
Fair enough.
I think it's because I need to go home.
I think I miscounted.
Miscounted. I don't know. All right. So I've been Billy Mack. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and we will see you next week. I've got a pocket full of sunshine.
I've got a love. I love that it's all mine.
Done.
Don't forget to check out our Patreon.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
I love the hard cut there.
I'll hard cut it there. Who cares? I can do it. I can hard cut it anywhere I want. Or I can just add all of this in. I have total creative control.
That is it.
Goodbye, everybody. Oh, no, I already hard cut. Never mind.
Yeah, I hope so.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you have any suggestions or topics for us to cover, email us at 4guysmedianetwork@gmail.com. If you're on the go, you can subscribe to our shows on iTunes. Be sure to check out our Patreon page, 4Guys Media Network, for access to exclusive content like minisodes and more. We have a lot of goals to hit, so we can keep improving and continue providing more content ad-free. So all of your donations are greatly appreciated. Make sure you subscribe to the 4Guys Media Network YouTube channel for all of our other projects by clicking the link on the right. And lastly, if you want to watch another episode, just click the link on the left. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.